Have you ever looked at an old, quiet house and wondered about the stories hidden inside, about the life lived within those walls, now silent? Today, we're going to share one such story. The story of a woman named Eleanor, whose life journey is a powerful reminder of love, loss, and the quiet strength of the human heart. Eleanor was once a girl with eyes full of starlight and dreams as vast as the summer sky. She would spend hours in her small-town library, her fingers tracing maps of faraway lands. She dreamt of becoming an artist, of painting Parisian sunrises and Venetian canals. Her sketchbook was her most prized possession, filled with charcoal smiles of strangers and watercolor landscapes of her own imagination. She believed life was an open canvas, waiting for her to add her own vibrant colors. The world felt limitless, and she was ready to explore every corner of it. But life, as it often does, had a different plan. One sunny afternoon, she met a young man named James. He had a kind smile and a voice that felt like home. His dreams was simpler than hers. He wanted to build a family in the town they both grew up in. Eleanor fell in love, not just with him, but with the picture he painted of a shared future. A life filled with laughter, children, and a white picket fence. She packed away her paintbrushes and sketchbook, choosing a different kind of canvas. A canvas of love and domestic life. It was a choice she made with her whole heart, believing it was the path to true happiness. The early years were a whirlwind of joy. They bought a small house, the very one that would later stand so silent. Eleanor poured her creative energy into making it a home. She planted a garden bursting with roses and lavender. The pitter-patter of little feet soon filled the hallways as their two children, a boy and a girl, arrived. Life was busy, chaotic, and beautiful. But as the years passed, the demands of motherhood and maintaining a home began to weigh on her. James worked long hours, and the vibrant colors of her early dreams started to fade into shades of gray. There were moments she'd catch her reflection and see a tired woman she barely recognized, a faint echo of the girl with starlight in her eyes. The sketchbook remained closed, gathering dust in the attic. Time is a relentless river, and it carries away the people we love. The first to go was her father, then her mother. Each loss felt like a part of her own foundation crumbling away. Then, the children grew up. They packed their bags, filled with their own dreams, and left for college, for careers, for lives of their own in distant cities. The house grew quieter. Phone calls became less frequent. Visits were scheduled events on a calendar. Eleanor was proud of them, of course, but the silence they left behind was deafening. The biggest blow came when James, her constant companion, passed away after a sudden illness. The silence in the house was no longer just quiet. It was an aching void. The other half of her story was gone. Now, Eleanor is an old woman. Her hair is silver, and her hands, once steady with a paintbrush, now tremble slightly. The house is her whole world. Each object holds a memory, a ghost of laughter, a whisper of life lived. The garden is still there, though a bit wilder now. She spends her days reading, watching the seasons change through her window, and talking to the memories that are her only companions. Loneliness is a heavy cloak she wears every day. It's not the solitude she minds, but the feeling of being forgotten, a final chapter in a book that no one is reading. She sometimes wonders about the girl who wanted to see Paris. Where did she go? Was the life she chose the right one? The questions hang in the quiet air, unanswered. Looking back, Eleanor realized something profound. Her life wasn't a choice between art and family, between adventure and home. It was always about connection. The joy wasn't in the finished painting or the perfect garden. It was in the process, in the sharing. She had poured her artistry into her family, into her home. Her children were her masterpieces. Her love story with James was her epic poem. She hadn't lost her dream. She had lived it in a different form. Her regret wasn't the path she took, but the moments she forgot to cherish the colors while she was painting. She learned that loneliness isn't just about being alone. It's about losing connection with yourself and the world around you. In her final years, Eleanor decided to make one last piece of art. She found her old sketchbook in the attic. With a trembling hand, she began to draw again. She didn't draw Paris or Venice. She drew the face of her husband, the smiles of her children, the roses from her garden. She drew her life. It was a collection of simple, beautiful moments. Each line was a memory, each shade a feeling. It was her story, told not with words, but with the quiet grace of a life fully lived. As she sketched, she wasn't lonely anymore. She was surrounded by the love she had created. Eleanor's story reminds us to cherish the people in our lives. Reach out to that friend you haven't spoken to in a while. Visit your parents or grandparents. Notice the elderly neighbor who lives alone. A simple conversation, a shared cup of tea, can be a beacon of light in someone's silent world. We all have a story to tell, and we all deserve to be heard. If you or someone you know is struggling with loneliness or feelings of isolation, please know that help is available. There are hotlines and community resources that can provide support and connection. You are not alone. Thank you for listening to Eleanor's story today. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories that touch the heart.